take these goddamn cuffs off on me. No!
No, you need to talk to him. He chokeholded me. They saw it. My God, what is wrong with America?
Get the I mean, one mother. Yeah, one mother can arrest me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got her.
Go ahead. Get the me.
Karens are notorious for being rude, demanding, and unreasonable. But what happens when they encounter someone who has the authority to put them in their place? In this video, we'll show you some of the most epic and heated moments when cops stand off with Karens and show them who's boss. On this day, officers responded to a noise complaint in an apartment complex.
You need to get away from the house. And you.
Yeah, I don't like you either, so as long as we're clear.
I am a nurse, and I did 12 years of it. Yeah. And you need to get off. And I told you this is a locked building. Get outside of my building now.
What's most interesting here is that this Karen was actually the one who called the cops.
You're a lieutenant?
No, I'm not a lieutenant.
So get down.
Because I'm not a lieutenant.
I said get down!
The one shouting at the top of her voice, she's the owner of the building complex and is furious that the officers showed up after she'd called them.
You were drunk.
I'm telling you to get out of my building. What's going on? Because I'm sick. I need to go to the hospital.
You can tell that she was too drunk to remember why she asked the cops to come over.
I dare you to touch me. That'll be great.
Oh, that would never happen.
At least she's still sane enough to know that touching the officers would land her in more trouble.
What's wrong?
Anxiety. Why is this happening? Why? We're not even speaking anything. Tell him to get out. Bye.
You need to tell us why you called her and go back inside.
Bye.
The officers were obviously not moved by her outrageous behavior, as they remained composed while trying to find out why she called them. Of course, if she's just wasting the officers' time and the state's resources, then she'll be charged accordingly. And if she continued with the way she was going, she'd be getting a disorderly conduct charge as well.
Come around my door.
How about this?
Here.
Don't call us and I won't come back here.
I will have you disbarred.
Okay. Have me disbarred. Please do it.
I was a nurse for over many years.
I don't care.
Exactly. I don't care!
I think it solved itself.
I keep wondering why she was constantly reminding the officers that she was a nurse, as if that mattered in this situation.
And you don't ever walk up my stairs!
Get inside.
Do not walk up my stairs again!
I'm gonna treat you like a 4-year-old and start counting if you don't go in there.
Since this was a case of a drunk woman calling the cops to come and witness her madness, the officers decided to leave her property because exchanging more words with an intoxicated woman would not solve anything. But before the officers could walk down the stairs, they saw her attacking one of her tenants, and that was when they decided to place her under arrest.
Put your hands behind your back. Knock it off. Stop it. I got it. Hold on.
I'm going to jail. I did something bad.
Yeah, you're going to jail. We give you a lot of breaks.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now she's sorry, but the moment she arrived at the police station, she continued shouting and fighting the officers.
What's my name? Ann Stinson. My name's Ann Stinson. Call my family.
Look at the camera.
No, take my... No. I said no.
Because of her aggressive behavior, it took the officers a long time to process her and charge her with disorderly conduct. The officers then allowed her to sleep off the alcohol, and once she was sober, she was allowed to go home. But this Karen's behavior is nothing compared to this next woman.
Get off!
On February 25th, 2022, officers responded to a drunk driving case outside a bar. But when they arrived, they were shocked by what they found. They found a man in the driver's seat, with his leg on the gas pedal while the car engine was on. Now imagine what would have happened if the car had not been in park, or if in his drunk state, he had mistakenly engaged the gear.
Take your foot off the gas. Just go ahead and step out of the vehicle for me, all right? How much have you had to drink tonight?
53 to 30 advised reference time.
I'm tired, dude.
Even without asking him, the officers knew he was intoxicated. judging by the position where they found him earlier and his slurred speech.
Passed out with your foot on the pedal. It's the gas, the accelerator. You realize what could have happened here, right?
Smoked any weed today?
Yes, sir.
Yeah?
Earlier, yeah.
Yeah, when was the last time?
Earlier,
So the officers decided to skip the sobriety test and put him under arrest.
I'm sorry, that was bad. That shouldn't have happened.
You understand, sir, if you weren't in park, your car would have been going across the street into traffic.
100%. You promise I'm not going to jail?
I can't make that promise. If you could find a ride, you won't go to jail.
I'll get a ride, I promise. Please call my mom.
If you think this is where this ends, then you'd be wrong, because you haven't even seen the interesting part.
Oh my god, what the f going on? That's my car.
Okay, well here,
What the f are you doing?
You need to calm down.
No, you need to get the f out of my car.
Under arrest. You want to be
for what?
So it happened that the man's girlfriend, who was the owner of car, was in the store shopping, and when she came out and saw an officer searching her vehicle, she was mad.
What the f? Why are you searching my car?
Because your boyfriend was passed out in the car. He was in the driver's seat.
For what?
Drunk driving.
Now, after the store owner had explained everything to her, you'd expect her to at least calm down and be civil with the officers. But that's not what happened. In fact, the more they tried to calm her down, the more aggressive and violent she became.
That's my mother SUV. You don't have my permission to search it any goddamn more.
I don't need your permission.
Go ahead.
No,
you're not gonna search my mother car.
You need to raise your voice or you're gonna be placed
for what? For what? Your investigation for what? That's my car. You did not get a search warrant.
It's obvious that this woman doesn't understand that the cops don't need her permission or a search warrant to search her car because the man had already admitted to smoking weed inside the car. Plus, the officers could also smell the pot inside the car. So, they have every reason to check and make sure that there was no illegal substances inside. The woman continued to aggressively argue with the cops until they finally had enough and decided to put her in handcuffs.
Your hand behind your back.
For what?
Obstruction of official business.
Go ahead, because I have money, baby. We're gonna sue the state of Claremont County.
But they never imagined the kind of fight she'd put on to avoid being arrested.
Get the f out. Get off.
Right now.
Oh, so I need 5 men?
Everybody's close. Everybody's close.
Get the f I need one mother. Yeah. One mother can arrest me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I got her.
Go ahead. Get the f.
After the officers managed to subdue her, after one of them took a hard kick in the head, they threw her in the back of the patrol vehicle. When the officers searched her car, they found multiple bottles of pills and several pounds of cannabis. She was then slammed with the charges of obstructing official business, resisting arrest, and disorderly conduct. Now, if you thought what this woman did was crazy, wait until you see the next one.
No, you need to talk to him. He chokeholded me. They saw it. My God, what is wrong with America?
That was Terry Anna B., and it was because of her that the cops responded to a public disturbance case at the airport.
I want the manager of the airport here, and I want it now.
The officers probably rushed down to the scene, thinking it would be a typical case. You know, business as usual. But they had no idea what was waiting for them.
No, that guy needs to be arrested.
Come on, let's go over here.
You saw it. You saw it.
Ma'am.
You saw it. He chokeholded me.
Ma'am, what's your name? I'm Officer Altman.
He threw me to the ground.
What's your name?
My name is Terry Ann Blues.
We'll come over here and we'll talk, okay?
Terry kept calling on other passengers to support her claim, but it seemed no one had seen anyone touch Terry. But they did see her try to jump the line while pushing other passengers out of her way, and when one man tried to force her back in line, she started screaming, threatening fire and brimstone.
I want the manager of the fucking airport here! Who saw me choking? Who saw him choke me to the ground? Who saw me?
I saw you run through the door when you weren't supposed to.
He choked me to the ground!
Ma'am, let's go over here. Ma'am.
I'm a woman!
Over here.
In a dress!
Ma'am, let's go over here. Ma'am, let's go over here, okay?
Boo-hoo!
For the next 10 minutes, Terry continued to scream and causing a scene at the airport, asking other passengers to say they'd seen the man attack her. None of them did. The officers decided to leave her alone for a while they spoke to the man she was accusing of attacking her.
Was it you? Yes. Can you come out? She's not going to bother. You can come out too.
How are you?
So what happened?
She was making a ruckus over there in front of the bank. She came up behind us to get in the boarding line. And it wasn't her group, I guess.
She tried to bust through?
Yeah. She came over and shut the door, told us to go in. The door was halfway shut and she came rushing through the door.
She said that you grabbed her neck.
I pushed her.
As the man calmly explained his side of the story, the officers instantly knew that Terry was the problem.
Thank you for helping me!
That's her stuff. Okay,
Fucking assholes! Some America! They all saw it! They all saw it!
Okay.
He's still there in the door! The guy that chokeholded me!
Meanwhile, Terry was getting more aggressive by the minute, and the more the officer tried to make her calm down, the more violent she became. But the officers will soon learn the reason for her unruly behavior.
Do you have anything to drink today, Terry?
Yes, I did. Is that against the law?
No, it's not. How much did you have to drink today?
I had a couple of margaritas. You can go talk to the bartender. Okay. I had a very fine time with those people until I got here.
Now that explains some of the madness, and when officers could no longer deal with her, they decided to put her under arrest.
Put your other arm behind your back.
I'm not, no. Oh, I'm being arrested for being chokehold. Please, someone film this! Please!
You want to lock it?
God damn it, please, someone.
But the officers were not ready for the kind of fight this woman was willing to put up to resist arrest.
I'm a mother! Don't do this to me!
Step up, ma'am.
God damn you!
Ma'am, step up!
No!
Step in the vehicle!
You asshole! Let me alone! Terry! Let me alone! Terry! Let me alone! They're breaking my arms! God damn you! You mother! Take these cuffs off of me!
After about 5 minutes of fierce struggle, the officers managed to bundle Terry inside the police van, and once they got to the station, Terry was charged with public intoxication, resisting arrest, and possession of illegal substances. It seems Karens have a thing with alcohol and substance-induced violence, because the Karen we have next not only resisted police arrest, but she got physical with the people around her.
Who's this guy?
His
name's Dan. You know what happened to me.
If I be honest.
What happened to you?
If I be quite honest with you.
You know what happened to me. I'm 10.
This is Christina Kabat, the wife of the former mayor of La Crosse, Kim Kabat. This was the second time on this day that the cops had been called to remove her from 2 different bars, where she was causing trouble after having a lot to drink.
It's crazy. No, she swore she was literally bit here. She walked into me. Why are you in here? I said, oh, it was a cool bar. I don't like you, you're black.
The people at the bar told the police that Christina had been violent with other customers and was even pushing people off their seats. But when the police confronted her, Christina claimed that everyone in that town was targeting her and her husband for something that happened in the past.
This town is going to shut Tim and I down everywhere we go because of what happened to me. Because the police department said that I did something wrong.
Because you asked for the video, so you must enjoy
white fucking motherfuckers think that I did something wrong.
Okay.
Even though the police department dropped all the charges.
Apparently, Christina and her husband had been investigated before, but the charges were later dropped. Now she is trying to make it look like the authorities are still after her and her husband, even though that is clearly not the case.
I don't even know who called the police.
A few people.
You should go ask them.
So they've already told me. They
What
said
did
that
they
you
say?
were pushing people and touching people and trying to push people off their stools and acting disorderly.
The officers heard that Christina was asked to leave the bar on her own, but that made her mad, and she became more aggressive and verbally abusive to everyone around her.
I'd just like to put in a good word for that lady right there. She's an okay lady.
She's okay?
Yeah, she's an okay lady.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yep, I just want to put in a good word for her. But, whoa, what the was that? I do this shit. Why you push me? And I ain't went nowhere.
Did you see what just happened right there? This guy talks with Christina at the back. Then he comes forward to put in a good word for her. And right in front of the officers, Christina paid him for his services. That is insane. At this point, the officers had had enough, and they decided to put her in cuffs.
So unfortunately, you do have to go to jail tonight, okay?
Do you think I deserve to be arrested right now?
As the officers took her away, Christina refused to walk, telling the officers that she was not going anywhere. And to show how serious she was, she made her legs weak, and the officers literally had to drag her along.
I'm not going anywhere. There we go.
You just need to walk?
Yeah. There's spine problems.
Here we go.
officers managed to get to the police van, but Christina has still not come to terms with the fact that her night would be ending with a free ride to the police station.
Christy, can you please sit in there?
No.
We're trying to be decent,
No,
please.
I can't. You're not being decent.
Please.
You've been here
Please
forever.
don't
You
hurt the
know
officer.
Tim.
I do know Tim.
I can't believe
That doesn't have anything to do with your
Yeah,
actions.
it does. I didn't do anything.
With everything she had done so far, you would think that she would at least come back to her senses when she realized how much trouble she was in. But not Christina. She was determined to make the officer's job more difficult than it already was.
Ow! Oh, my heart!
Well, yeah, I want TV.
This is my hands. You're fine,
Okay for you guys. This is went to jail.
You guys are really hurting me. What are you doing? God, I must be so violent.
Eventually, Christina was charged with disorderly conduct and resisting arrest. But the next Karen we have here did not just resist arrest, she was a racist as well. But aren't all Karens?
Well, I'll get a good attorney.
God bless you.
Yep, God bless me, God, because I'm a Christian.
Christians don't talk like you.
This self-proclaimed Christian woman was arrested for being verbally abusive to a group of people she had met at Walgreens, just because they were Muslims.
Under arrest for battery.
I didn't do any battery.
No, when you spit on people, that's battery.
No, I did not. Listen, he verbally abused me.
Well, that doesn't give you the right to spit on him. Guess what? You verbally abused me as soon as I got here. Did I spit on you?
You can tell that this one would have given the cops a lot of trouble. But this highly skilled officer shuts her down before she even gets the chance to start.
That purse.
Yeah, they're handcuffs. They're not for comfort.
Can I take my purse?
Absolutely. Come on.
Oh,
let's go.
please don't. No,
oh,
don't
no, you're
hurt
definitely
me,
going to jail. Let's go. Walk.
Unbelievable. Can I leave my car here?
That's absolutely fine. Sure.
Yeah, this is unbelievable.
Unbelievable, because everything happened so fast that she didn't think she would go to jail that night for her bigoted behavior. And the moment she found herself right next to the police patrol car, she started begging.
This officer saw me last night. I've been having a lot happening in my life. You really think that's gonna happen?
With a simple
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But you apologize. Can you apologize too? I apologize. I'm not a racist. I have friends that are Muslim. Okay?
In an act of kindness, those Muslim people she insulted and spat at pleaded with the officers to let her go without any charges.
Oh, okay, so those same Muslims that you were talking to just decided your fate and they elected to not prosecute.
You. God bless you.
Yeah, God bless them, because if it was up to me, you'd be going to jail.
Come on, officer, please.
Now you would think this woman would just go home and have a rethink about her life, but no. She kept talking and bragging.
My father was with the Army. He was a captain in the Army.
Did anybody get her 14?
Look what you did to my aunt.
You should be going to jail.
This Karen was lucky to get away with her actions. But will the next Karen be so lucky?
I got out of a DUI and got let off with a warning.
After a night of drinking, this woman, Skylar Fluss, was pulled over by an officer who saw her weaving on the road. According to Skylar, she flirted with the officers and got away with a warning.
I blew a 3.8 and he let me off with a f***ing warning and gave me his number and said we should meet for coffee or lunch. He was hot, so I'm getting lunch with him tomorrow.
However, the video on the officer's body cam told a different story.
I was coming from my friend's house. I actually just got dumped.
Okay.
So I was like crying and like I'm really
okay. Were you on your phone and stuff too?
I was trying to call him to get a hold of him because my heart hurts.
Okay.
So bad.
Well, I'm just concerned that you were weaving because of alcohol, but if you're on your phone, have you been drinking or anything tonight? No? Okay.
The officers then let her go with a card, but not his personal card. That was a card with the sheriff's office department information on it. But Skylar didn't just make a video bragging about exploiting the officer's kindness. She also stated that she blew a 3.8 on the breathalyzer when the legal limit is only 0.8. But the thing is, she wasn't even tested by the officer. And even if she was, there was no way she would still be alive, let alone drive with that blood alcohol level. However, a video from that night would show that Skylar was really drunk that night, as she can be seen gulping tequila from a bottle and acting intoxicated at a party just moments before she got on the road.
I ended up getting a little too intoxicated. I was taking shots all night and I decided to make the dumb decision to get into my car and drive.
She also confessed that the officer never flirted with her or asked her out. But even with these confessions, no legal actions were taken against her, unlike this next Karen who wasn't as lucky.
All right. Ready to step out? Are you going to comply with everybody?
No, with you two, yes. Not with you, because you're a liar.
This woman not only refused to wear a mask on a plane during the pandemic, but she became loud and obnoxious when she was asked to leave the aircraft.
We're going to take you off the aircraft.
Yep, you're going to have to get off the aircraft,
yeah,
okay?
and you're at the... Yep. And I compliment you in that way.
She's a representative of the aircraft. They don't want you flying on their plane today, okay? So you're going to have to get off the aircraft.
They made us wait and wait and wait.
After much pleading from the officers and crew members, she still refused to leave the aircraft. In fact, the more they tried to get her to cooperate, the worse she got.
No, I'm gonna do what I need to do. I'm gonna say what I need to do, and if you're gonna do whatever you feel you need to do to me.
And rightly so. The officer felt what they needed to do was to put her in cuffs and take her to jail.
Okay. Come with me.
I wasn't doing it.
Come with me.
Why are you doing that? See, you lied right there, man.
Who among these Karens entertained you the most with their actions?